Palace 1, Southampton nil. Joined by Pat here for our first fan camp of the season. And Pat, finally, we start the season off with a victory. What a game it was for Palace. I mean, we didn't play great in terms of footballing. We didn't have the greatest of games in terms of passing, keeping the ball. But at the end of the day, the result was great. And also on the counter-attack, the club and the forwards were very, very clinical.
Yeah, definitely. Been waiting for a result like this since Bournemouth away, which seems like ages ago. And yeah, we didn't keep possession much, but the few chances we had, we capitalized on. And when you go against a high pressing team like that, sometimes sitting back and hitting on the counter is the best thing to do.
Exactly. It was never going to be easy versus Southampton because of the intensity they normally play with. Even though in the first half, it wasn't as we saw in the second half where they're up there and they start pressuring us. But let's talk about the first half and let's talk about that goal by Wilfried Zaha. What a finish. What a finish it was. But Andrew Townsend, you have to give credit to him too because it was a nice ball into the back post. And, after that goal in the first half, they didn't really trouble us, Southampton. We kept the ball, we kept control for the majority of the first half, and it was pretty easy going into halftime.
Yeah, I couldn't say it any better myself. Wilf just being in the right place at the right time and absolutely just beautiful finish. And Townsend, getting a lot of flack lately for maybe wanting to get him to leave the club, make some money, but the man's work rate is just unmatched, maybe by everybody but MacArthur. And just to be able to make that cross, and he missed on one right before that, and then he got that one right on the money, and it was just really, really good. And like you said, not much opportunity for Southampton much after that in the first half. I mean, we did our own. We really sat back defensively and did a great job not allowing many openings.
What did you make of Wilf's new role? It seemed like it's changed from last season where he's more attacking. He's been asked more to go and attack rather than sit back and defend. And you could see it in pre-season. We saw it against this game. It's clear that Roy Hodgson has changed it about. I think personally that he will get more goals if he continues playing in that role. Do you agree?
So those that know me know that I've been really banging this drum for a while now. I truly think, and I will die on this hill, that his best position is as one half of a strike partnership. And the reason for that is because I think he doesn't have to track back as much defensively as he would be if he was on the wing or playing in the wide midfield role. And also, it's better than being a central, just true single high striker because he doesn't have to do the link up play and all the kind of the dirty work like that. So when he's in that too high striker role, I think it's perfect for him. I absolutely love him up there. I think it's his best.
Yeah, I think it was his best role. In the second half, we didn't attack as much. We quite struggled to get the ball and keep possession and go forward. But in the second half, what proved to be great was the main man, Vicente Guaita. Another performance, and you just don't sell this man at any cost. There was rumors before about Vicente potentially going to Spain, but to me, I've been saying this, at least 25 million for him. He sounds crazy because of his age. Some people might say what you're on about, but he won us the game, As much as Wilfried Zaha scored that goal, Vicente had one or two saves, which was as significant as a goal.
He had two saves that were just absolutely unbelievable. That first one, maybe about midway through the second half, and then the last one right after the Wilf goal got disallowed was just phenomenal. I mean, you're absolutely right. He is just, he saves his points. He did it last year, and he's done it this year. And I think that anyone that really doesn't watch Palace doesn't really understand how much value that he has, and how great of a goalkeeper he is. He's just, top class. He really is.
This, in my opinion, this wasn't even our strongest lineup. I feel like you could put an Eze maybe in starting lineup or Michy Batshuayi. So my question to you is that next game against United, do you change it about? Do you put an Eze? Do you put a Michy Batshuayi? Or do you keep it as it is? Because even our back line, I'm not too sure if Cahill would be fit or Tompkins. But even our back line, Kouyaté is not a starting centre-back for us. And Scott Dine, he was starting next to Cahill, but Kouyaté isn't. But today, I'll ask your man of the match later. He could be easily my man of the match contender. So do you change about anything going into next game?
Yeah, our back line is phenomenal. I tweeted that if we could give our entire back line and our goalkeeper man of the match, I think I would. Scott Dan, just the resurgence that he's had lately, it's just unbelievable. I mean, aging, but doesn't seem to be declining by any means. I will say that if I have to be a little negative, which I don't want to be, I want to celebrate the 3 points, but if I have to be, Jordan Ayew was just not there today. You know, he was dispossessed a lot, and you know, he didn't win any aerial duels, which is kind of unfair to ask him to do. You know, that's not really his role. But he just had a very poor performance, so I could definitely see Mitchie sliding in right there. And then Schlupp for Izzy. I mean, that's a good problem to have. You know, that's a very good problem to have. But I think that maybe we could change that depending on how fit Eze is. But at the bare minimum, I would keep everything, but maybe just swap out Mitchie for Ayew. I know Ayew had just a rough go, and then maybe it's unfair for one match, but with someone like Batshuayi being on the bench, kind of breathing down his neck, I think you have to be a little better than that.
The only problem with Michi starting is that he hasn't trained as much. Roy says that he's been sort of isolating, so I'm not too sure how fit he'll be. But I guess that's a problem for Roy to see during the week. But finally, before you go, Pat, Palace win. Let's have your man of the match.
So I want to give a special little shout out to Townsend. Like I said, I think he took a lot of flack from some people on Palace Twitter for, I don't know why. I think his everything he does in the locker room, his work rate's fantastic. He would be my outfield man of the match, but overall, it's just Guaita, and I don't think it's even close. I mean, he won us that match. Those two saves he had were just absolutely phenomenal. And luckily for us, he wasn't really called upon much because of how great our back line played. But when he was called upon, he did absolutely everything he had to do.
Yeah, Vicente it is, and I don't blame you at all. He had a brilliant game. But thank you for joining me, Pat. As always, if you have enjoyed the video, leave a like and subscribe so you don't miss out on future content. And until next time, up the